I just realized that we didn't decide who was gonna read us out.
I was just gonna go for it until you cut me off.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
Everybody go at the same time.
Orchestrated chaos. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 137, the Uchiha episode. I don't even know if that's how you say it. We're picking on Elio. There's a little background to that one because we were talking before the show, and all of a sudden Elio responded with Uchiha, and we're like, "What are you talking about?" So we're like, "Yeah, we don't even have a title for this episode." So we're like, "That's what we're calling it." So if you're wondering,
I was watching Wallabies all day, and it caught me a dingo dog trying to eat my Aussie car.
Little dinger. What's that one's name?
That's Lucy.
Lucy.
Yes, she beats up Rip. She is mean.
Oh, man.
Yeah. What's new, guys?
Oh, nothing.
Stuff.
Same old.
Yeah. We got stuff.
It's actually a miracle. I got one rig done, one of the buggies done. I don't have it with me because it's already in the owner's possession, but Monty's rig is done. 100%.
Yeah.
It's running under its own power, and yeah. I'm pretty impressed with it. That was new for me. I've never used a radio link before, so it took me a little bit to kind of figure out how everything points and not. But yeah, finally got that done. And it's also a trip too. It worked out because we're running those Gen's Ace tattoos, the 850s. They're like tiny little guys, and it works out underneath the hood. The guy's feet are sitting right there. If you actually twist the battery and put it in there horizontally, his feet will kind of press it up against the other side of the cage and just hold it there perfectly so it doesn't all bounce around.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
As Bob Ross said, that was a happy little mistake, happy little accident.
Yeah.
Those are good. You like those?
I've been working on the short wheelbase BS 410. I actually have it right here. BS 410 short wheelbase.
That's awesome. I want to get some trips. And those are so cool.
Yeah, and you need to talk about how you shortened. It's not just a short wheelbase. He chopped the crap out of that frame.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the back half actually, I chopped off, re-welded it back farther so it would cradle the body, and I cut the front half level so I can put a bumper on it. But it was at 11.4, and right now I have it to 12 inches exactly. And I did a little exo cage for the top.
Is that who made that body?
It's the Tamiya.
Oh, okay. They're hard body YJ. Okay.
Yeah,
that is rad.
For this little Vanquish short wheelbase, I'm looking forward to run that this weekend.
Yeah, that's the kind of the cool thing. Like when we get to talk about all that in our group chat, we get to see all the behind the scenes. Like if you would have saw what that looked like before, which maybe I'll be able to pull it up and show you on a screen share. But if you would have saw what that looked like before, and you'd realize how much he actually chopped out of that.
Oh yeah, dude, I had it before. It was way long.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So
yeah.
No, but that turned out nice.
So I'm getting back into the short wheelbase rigs. I got my did I show you the yellow YJ I did, Jay?
I don't know if I saw that one.
This one's on a regular axial chassis.
Rad. That is way cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell his Rover that he's probably gonna be cheating on him and going with another Jeep again.
I know, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. I know. I got Rovers. Now I'm getting back into short wheelbase Jeeps. I got a buddy of mine sending me his. Remember Word? No, not Wordy. What the heck's his name? He's a Facebook friend, buddy of mine. He's got a little short wheelbase Tamiya Jeep he's sending me. So I'm going to do the whole. I got the templates for the fenders, and I'm going to put some boat size on for him. He's super sending me a bunch of 24
Nice.
bodies.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, doing a little horse trading.
Cool.
What have you been working on, Jay?
Oh, geez. Freshened up my Element Zool, which I'm gonna pause this really quick because it's behind me. So I've been working on just a couple little things. I threw together another associated rally car.
Oh, nice.
And incorporated in some of the new parts that they had from the RC10 4x4 rally, which is like this new skid, because it used to be down here and it would just hit, the bumper was down here, and they made this little skid that's a bumper riser, so it's a little more gradual going over stuff. So I did that. I left everything white and didn't dye it, because that's what it's one of the associated retro cars, and so all the plastic's white. So the parts from that I put on this, I didn't dye, so that way they were like kind of easily highlighted, so that I could show that to the people that are in our Apex 2 group for these cars and stuff. So,
but are they pretty fast? What are they running those?
That's got a 17.5 that runs on a 2S, and it's like just about right. It's manageable. It's not like too much or too rowdy or anything, but it's pretty fun. And then I finished up my Element Zool project.
The map is rad.
Thanks. Yeah, I did red chrome General Tire logo, and then matte chrome topographical map pattern on the bed sides, which is kind of hard to like get it to. There we go.
There you go.
It reflects there, but yeah. So that was about it. Just finishing up a couple little things I had sitting around.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't run the body anymore, but Jay, that the Capra wrap that I still have the Capra body, or the panels are all sitting because I couldn't get rid of them. But everybody's always commented how well that gold and the flake and everything looks on that. Like,
yep.
That stuff's so thick.
But I don't know if you could ever do it again.
We used to run a lot of gold back in the days. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't used gold on anything for a while. Geez, I think since the wrap I did for your Jeep, that Rockstar one or whatever. I think.
Yeah,
I have. Well, that's your most recent.
Yeah,
I still have those wraps.
Nice.
Haven't used them yet. I got another body that I can put them on. But just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Right on. Yeah, that's going to be a project, because that's the one that you like paint the cage gold and stuff and everything on, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But I have, so the funny thing is, so when you gave me that wrap, the one that where the cage was gold, all that stuff, the original wrap, I have that body, but then I had another body that I was using before, and I screwed up the paint job. It was before you sent me that wrap. And then I was like, you know what? I'm tired of staring at this thing. So I threw it in the recycling bin, because I was like, I'm tired. It's like, it's just been sitting there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I threw it out. And then you literally sent me that Rockstar one. And I was like, it showed up like the next day. And I was like, well, I got to go dig that thing out of the can. I was
oh, shoot.
Oh, funny.
So, because I couldn't bring myself, because the one that's on there right now, I can't bring myself to taking that one apart, because I really like the wrap on that too. So if I just take that body, take the gold cage, put it on that one, it'd be good to go.
Yeah, that'll probably be the easiest way. God, that stupid Zool. I was working on it, and I was trying to rush it because I wanted to try and get it done, because we do like stupid stuff on the Element group, like Toyota Tuesday, and just little like dumb fun things, for people. And so I was going to try and do this for a Toyota Tuesday post, but I don't know if it's going to show up on here or not. But I was rushing and got a big old freaking fingerprint right here. in the bed liner. I was like, God damn it. Because I was so careful and did like bed liner on that, bed liner on the roof and everything. And then I just went and ruined it. So whatever. That's how it goes.
I got a funny story about that. So you remember the JL, the white JL, and I just did the simple the D2 logo that you came up with, and I just painted it on the door.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I had that thing all painted, and then I forget what I was doing. I think I was doing, was I messing with the bumpers? I was doing something, and I was tack welding something, and I had it upside down, and the weld, you know, like sometimes, like, you know, the spark, like the spark just takes off, and it's like bouncing around. I'm like, no, and I'm like shaking it around, and it finally went out, but it burned through and made like a little like bubble on the hood, like of the paint, just like ate it away. And I'm like,
no.
God,
so then I took it. So I took an MKS sticker and I put it right over it. and then we were at Axial Fest, and Thomas was there, and Thomas was like, "Oh, I really like this." And he goes, "Oh, and you put MKS on the hood." I said, "Well, yeah, that's covering up a burn mark." And he goes, "You're not supposed to tell me that." He goes, "I thought you were actually putting the sticker on for a reason."
Funny.
That is hilarious.
But yeah.
Oh, Jade. So me and Adam were talking. I was talking to him on the phone on the way home from work about those the Mias axles. Did you hear about all the stuff about that?
No, I don't think so.
People are ordering Mias, and so they're for the buggies. They're portal kits, two fronts for a buggy, and they're getting what are they getting, Adam, in the box? They're getting
they're putting the toilet paper holder, the little bar that holds your toilet paper.
Yeah.
They're putting those back in the box and sending.
Somebody's taking the axles out and putting those in there, and the people are getting them with toilet paper holders weighted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's some big thing going on. Yeah,
it's been popping up.
Careful what you order.
Is this something they're doing on Amazon then? Because returns are so easy. They're just
probably.
Yep.
Dude, that's super.
So some guy posted up. He got the box, and another guy chimed in and said, "Yeah, I returned that same box."
I'll find the post, and then we'll.
That is so gnarly.
Yeah. Well, 3 weeks to get these axles.
Yeah, it started out with whatchamacallit. I remember seeing Sean Heaton posted something saying that he ordered some axles, and then he was following the shipping, and it said shipped, or no, I don't know, something like it's shipped or it didn't ship, and then he checked again and it said ship, but he hasn't seen anything, and there's no tracking, and then he's like, I can't, I have no idea where those are for the life of me.
Wow.
And then somebody, remember on the same post, somebody posted up that they were going to discontinue them.
Yeah.
From Mias.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that too, about some axles.
So I called my buddy Matt down the street in Light and RC. He's a Mias dealer, and I said, "Dude, are they no, I haven't got anything. I mean, I haven't seen anything. They're discontinuing them. I could still order them." He orders them from direct from Mias.
Weird.
So, yeah, weird.
Huh.
God, I would be pissed to wait 3 weeks and get a box. Oh my God. Just furious.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty low, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, funny story. Go ahead. Sorry.
I got the post if you want me to.
Yeah.
So, bear with me. I remember what the screen share is.
Want me to pause it?
There you go. Okay. So this guy, Christian Guzman, posted. You guys can see this, right?
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Okay. It says, when you order Mias axles and somewhere along the shipment you get robbed, they put 2 paper towel holders and electrical tape batteries in there for weight. I seriously can't believe this. I mean, look at this. They just like dropped it in there, and then here's the batteries that they put in there for weight. I mean, it fits kind of in the foam. I mean, I can probably blow this up so you can see.
Dang,
fits in the foam. Yeah, it's crazy. And then you read all the and like this guy's like, I bet you someone purchased them and did the swap and returned it. And then
I'm sure that's what's going on.
This is where Sean Heaton chimed in and he said, "Holy fuck, that's shady. I ordered axles a few weeks ago and they took my money and said shipped. After a week, I looked up tracking to find they never shipped though. And it said in stock." He goes, 3 weeks later, still no tracking. Now I see this, I'm getting a refund for sure. And then yeah.
It just keeps going.
It keeps going. This guy.
Did he say if he got them from Amazon? Because that's kind of what I would be willing to bet.
I haven't scrolled through all of them. Like this one, I had something similar like that with a set of gears from my Tacoma.
There's one guy that posted he got the same box.
Yeah, this guy right here said the same thing happened to me for a Reef servo on Amazon. Ordered a 777 and got a stock Vanquish RTR servo. People buy them, swap, and return it.
Shady.
That is
shady.
So messed up, man. The thing is, that's gonna like fuck up Amazon returns for everybody.
Oh, look,
happening.
There it is, right there.
Nick Gray. I got shipped those exact same axles last week. Funny how they get them back and just send them to someone else. I got a refund and didn't get the option for a replacement since they didn't show any more in stock.
Dude, I would be pissed.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy, dude. I know I'd just be as pissed opening that box, but this is funny as F.
It's screwed up though.
Dude, it is like, it's crazy, but I mean, I don't know. It's something that, I mean, are we going to say, is it a crisis? No. But I mean, it's just crazy.
Beware.
I'm surprised it's taken this long for somebody to pull some shit like that, honestly. I'm surprised we didn't see that happen sooner.
Yeah, it's
wow.
It's crazy. But yeah, so I don't know. I've always had good luck. I mean, I've never ordered axles. I mean, honestly, with both my buggy and Monty's buggy, we're both running Mia's drive shafts.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, we're all balling on a budget, and the drive shafts are like the same style as like the Incision ones. Mm-hmm. They look very similar, but they're like half the price.
Yeah.
So went ahead and ordered those, and I mean, they seem to work pretty. I mean, so far. Monty's rig's just really been driven around on the ground and just making sure everything's working. It hasn't really.
Tell him what he said. You got to learn how to drive that thing.
Oh yeah. So.
Dude.
Okay. So background, Monty's got a Capra. So if you've been out crawling with us, that's been like his latest and greatest. He loves the Capra. He's got a 4-wheel steer, and it's like pretty much stock except for I think I did a motor, ESC, and servos. So I think it's all the electronics have been touched, and he just loves that car. So we set him up with the 4-wheel steer on the Capra, and it's the typical mixing
linked, right?
Where so when you flip the one button, I think it's a 2 position, and you flip it, it goes into the mixing mode, and when you turn the steering wheel, it automatically will track the rear to match the front. So like if you're turning it slightly, it'll slightly turn them the opposite so you can make a tighter turn, and and all that. Then you turn it off and it goes back to just front wheel steer. So I hand him the remote for this rig, and first thing he says, "So what button do I press to turn on the 4-wheel steer?" I said, 4-wheel steer is always going 24/7. You just got to roll the knob, and that'll change, and that'll steer your rear axle. And he's like, "Well, how come it's not like the Capra where it just automatically does?" I go,
it's the big boy class.
I was like, because that's the training wheel way. You can't run it like that. I said, you remember the rig? You remember Dan's rig that you ran? That's how this is set up, the same exact way. I said, all of Elio's rigs, that's exactly how it's set up. It's independent. So as you're driving, you can fine tune the rear just like the real car when you're going through obstacles. If you had it all linked, it'll fight you like it always does when you run the Capra. Yeah. So it was just funny. He was just like, yeah. So it's going to take him. Yeah. So it's going to take him a little bit to get used to it. But what I did tell him is I was like, maybe, because that's one thing I am shocked about. The Radio Link receivers are super cheap. They're like $15 on Amazon.
Oh, wow.
And so I told him, I said, maybe I'll get you another one of those and I'll put it on the Capra, and then I'll make the Capra the same exact controls, everything down to the dig. So that way, when you're running the Capra, you could be practicing and you're understanding how everything works. And then when you run the buggy, because you're actually competing with that, you'll be used to it. So
that's a good idea.
I think that's what I'm going to do, just because it'll make my sanity a lot more manageable.
Yep.
I'm seriously kicking around getting one of those Mias radios. At least
I've heard a lot of good things about them.
The price is right, and like honestly, it's getting kind of the point where I don't want to spend like $50-$60 on a Spectrum receiver, not for every single rig. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's something I'm considering doing here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the Radio Link. It's a little different. The only thing I wish it had was, so on the Airtronics MT4, the same, it's like a, what is the word? It's like, it's not a, is it potentiometer? It's the style. Yeah, it's the style.
Those are where it's centered.
Yeah, and what it'll do is it'll beep, and it also has a little bit of detent, so you'll know when it's centered, whereas the Radio Link doesn't have that. So you kind of got to see where it's at. So I told Monty what we do is we get it centered, and I'm going to mark on his knob, where it's centered. So that way he can just kind of look at it and see, okay, that's centered.
Nice.
Also, too, as you're driving, you can just fiddle and center it up.
Yeah.
You're driving too.
So, but yeah. But that's what you're saying. It's hard because I've always ran Spectrum pretty much since I got into RC, just because that was like the first radio I was set up with. But as time went on, I mean, like right now, I'm super frustrated. I almost did a Lou Ferrigno with my DX5 EC, whatever one it is, the one that came out right before the Rugged. So on the Rugged, it's that pressure pad or whatever that senses your thumb when you're selecting everything. Yeah. On mine, it's a wheel. The problem is whatever that reads that wheel is screwed up. If you're scrolling, it'll all of a sudden just go. So like if you're trying to set your any of your endpoints or doing anything like that, fine tuning, if you're like slowly scrolling, sometimes it'll just like have a mind of its own and just like it'll just scroll, and all of a sudden you're like, are you kidding me? And you can't get out of it. I was so mad. I was ready to throw that remote through the window. Like I was pissed.
This is Spectrum. I missed that part. I was looking at something. Okay. Yeah, they were kind of known for that.
5C, I think, is what I have, or the 5E one. I can't remember what letter it is. I just know that it was right. I got it right before they came out with the Rugged.
Gotcha. Yeah, they had one that had the menu button was like probably about an inch or so wide. And those failed a lot. That was on the Rugged 3C that I had, and then like the newer one is like the DX5 that I've got. It's like a little narrow wheel that's in the middle of the back of the housing.
That's what I have. But see, the Rugged, they don't have the wheel, and it's like the same kind of like like your touchscreen on your phone. Like it senses like where your thumb is. That'll go out. And then you can't scroll. So that's why I thought, okay, cool. Having the wheel is better. But then mine finally is wigging out, and I already reached out to Spectrum. I think they said send it in and it's like $100 and they'll fix it. I just haven't gotten around to it just because I'm like, do I spend that $100 and just get more receivers from my other remote and just switch everything over?
So
I don't know. That's
a pretty good idea doing it that way almost. I mean,
so that's where I'm at, because I've just slowly, because I mean, like I said, Spectrum's been a lot. They've gotten better. They're still, I wouldn't say they're the best, but they've gotten better with their technology. Because I remember, I don't know if Elio remembers this, but back when Kyle was into doing the RC events with us, he had a Spectrum DX3C or something like that. And back then, you had more than like 50 Spectrum receivers. Your car would randomly just like glitch. It would just
I remember that the first Axial Fest, remember that? All the cars would be glitching out and going backwards.
Oh yeah, forward. I remember mine was doing that.
Remember that? That was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, running out of frequencies. Yeah, I forgot all about that year at Axial Fest with all the radios acting up and stuff.
Oh yeah, remember that? That was crazy.
Well, I remember.
Oh, where's it going?
Yeah, because I know it frustrated Kyle because I remember we were at one part and we were waiting, like you always do. You're on the trail and you're sitting there like on a rock at a little incline and you're just kind of sitting there waiting. And all of a sudden, his would just like the wheels would just kind of shake and then it would like lunge and it would like start rolling down the hill and he was like mad because he was like trying to correct it, but because there's all the frequency issues, it was And then it got better when we finally got rid of when we went from the 3C. Because I was running the 4C or 4E Pro, which at the time I was super happy with that remote until I realized with all the Pro models, which I wish I had it, they drop the steering wheel down.
Yeah, which is rad. Do you like that or no?
I hate it because it's way far. It's way farther away from your thumb. So even if you try to reach,
right, you can't do it with one hand.
You can't do it with one
I
hand.
love that with racing because it kind of keeps your hands like parallel with each other, and it was super comfortable.
Well, for that, it's fine. But like if you're trying to one hand it, just
right, yeah, that ain't happening.
It's a pain in the butt. So I still have that. And then the only other problem I had with my 3C was my the spring in the steering wheel broke.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I remember taking that apart and I was able to re-stretch it and pull it out, and then it worked fine for about almost another year, and then it finally broke again. And I was like, all right,
dang it.
I'm not fixing it again. I'm done. I'm just moving on to the next one. But yep.
Hell yeah.
My nicer ones will probably keep on my Spectrum, like my drift cars and stuff like that, and like my comp truck. But I think everything else, I'm kind of kicking around the idea of doing one of the Mias ones that has like an 8-channel, because there's so many switches and stuff from like PowerShift RC and then some Amazon ones and stuff. It's so easy to just get things to turn on and off now. Like the wiring is almost all plug and play to get like light bars to turn off and headlights and stuff. So I want to start doing some more stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not really willing to spend like $60-$70 on a Spectrum receiver just so I can do that on, with my stuff. It's like I'll drive a car like once or twice a year and then it just sits on a shelf. So I mean, it's hard to justify spending money on some of this stuff just because we have so many because of what we do here,
Yeah, I do got to say that if you are going to stay with Spectrum, the best prices I've ever found is on Amazon.
Yeah, that's where I got my last ones, and I think I found a couple just like cheapy 3-channel receivers on eBay too for like under $30 or something. But I mean, that's still like you could get 2 of a Radio Link or a Mias one for that much. So I mean,
yeah, the only thing you do got to watch out with, and I only learned this because of Monty's. The radio, I guess, kit that I got for him, I didn't fully read everything. It came with a gyro receiver. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Which you can turn off.
Right.
It just, I didn't know it first. So so I plug it in and I'm like trying to test everything. And I'm like, what is this thing doing? Like, I've never seen like a car wig out like this. And then I finally was reading through it and it was like, he goes, if you don't want to run gyro mode, make sure you turn it off. And there's a sequence to turn it off. And I was like, oh, so I went back in there and you have to like press a certain sequence when you're turning it on. And then it's actually pretty cool because I think it says that there's a red light. And if that red light's on, the red light special means the gyro's on. So if you turn that off and it's just the green light, you're good to go. And there's no gyro. But what's funny is when I was looking up receivers, if you just need a basic, I think it's like a 4 or 5 channel receiver without the gyro, it's like $15. You want the one with the gyro, it's like $27.
Wow.
So it's a lot cheaper if you just get it without the gyro.
The Spectrum multi-channel one that I have in my H10, I could not for the life of me get the gyro to turn off on that thing. I fought that for so long.
Same thing. I could never. So that happened. When I bought my Spectrum 5C, that one came with a receiver, and I was like, all right, cool. I'll use that in my Bomber. Threw it in the Bomber, and first time I plugged the battery in, the front wheels are like, and I'm like, what is this thing doing? Like, I've never seen this. And then same thing. It's got theirs is called the ABC.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So then I read the whole thing on how to turn it off, did it, step by step, wouldn't turn off. And I was like, I'm not using this.
Dude, I have the worst luck with radio programming. I mean, it's like everybody else I know has no problem setting up like four-wheel steering and mixing and stuff. And like for me, I don't know if it's just a mental block or what, but I have the worst time trying to program radios. I had a FlySky GT5 something or other. It was the one that everybody was hacking for a while that had like the blue kind of like old school digital clock display.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad radio for what it was, but I mean, like you could hack it and have it have like 20 channels or something like that. I mean, it was something stupid, but that thing, I mean, that was a nightmare just because once you hacked it, you had nothing, like the instructions didn't really correspond with what it did anymore. And so like anytime I wanted to do anything to it, I would have to look up on YouTube like how to program it and stuff. And I had that, I think I got that radio when I got my Capra at the time, and it was just like too much. It was such a pain in the butt. But I don't know, I have a lot of trouble with radios for some reason. Not a lot of luck with programming them.
Yeah. The last thing I got to say about the radio link is I was happy with the fact that you can actually set a throttle curve on the radio.
Oh, sick.
So which was perfect for him. So I set the throttle curve so that way, like when you barely pull it, you're just getting a little bit, and then wide open was like 100%, like a nice gradual curve to it.
Having like a good concave throttle curve is awesome. That's one of the things that I've always dug about Tekin electronics is you can adjust the throttle and brake curves and stuff.
Well, I can do that with the ESCs typically, but ever since Holmes dropped the Castle Link style, it's to be honest, it's, well, at least someone like myself, it's too hard to follow the instructions to figure out how to get into the ESC and control it, because now it's like a whole new standalone thing. So the great news is they come pretty much out of the box ready to roll. Every because what is this, the micro crawler V2, that's what we're running in a lot of the rigs right now. That thing works great. I mean, you just plug it in, don't have to do anything. It works really well. The problem is if you want to go in and change the throttle curve or anything like that, there's a whole process you have to do, and it's just too, like I said, for me at least, it's just too cumbersome to figure out how to go through. And I'm sure somebody listening to this is going to be like, oh, it's super simple, you just got to do this. But I've had a little trouble trying to figure it out, so I usually just leave it alone. But the one thing I do got to say about those micro V2s, because we're running that we're running the Outrunners on the on both of the buggies, silent. There's not that typical
horrible whine.
Nope, nothing. Dead silent.
Wow.
So I don't know, whatever he does to it, yeah, dead silent.
Wow. Interesting. I've never tried an Outrunner. And I've never tried a 2-in-1. Those are two things I need to experience still someday.
So I have, so that's my first. So this is my second Outrunner. So my first Outrunner I had on another car. I moved mine to my buggy to save space, and then I just copied that for Monty's. Then Holmes Hobbies just came out with the 2-in-1, so I got on that early release and got one of those for being on the team, and yet to put that in a car.
Nice.
Elio runs 2-in-1s.
Oh, do you?
I got 18 of them.
The Hobby Wing. The Hobby
Wing. I don't know. I love those things. Now
Fusion or whatever they call it, the Fusion.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Now they got the Elite. It's even shorter for the buggies.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, they're super easy to set up too. I've never had an issue with them.
I just saw something really cool when I was just trying to get like the A-main stuff set up. So I don't know if you guys ever saw it. So you know how Fury Tech does like a lot of 24 scale stuff?
Yeah.
They do a drift ESC now. And this I thought was pretty sick. This blew my mind. It's a little 1.2 inch OLED dash that you can put in your car that has all the ESC readout information on it.
Oh, wow.
It is so stinking cool. Voltage, RPMs.
Wow.
How neat is that?
That's pretty
badass.
A little
tiny dash you could put in your rig now.
That's crazy.
I never seen that.
Super cool. Yeah.
That kind of reminds
see it.
That kind of reminds me of what's his name? I think he's from the UK. Who's that guy? The scale something.
Oh yeah. He's got like kind of an old timey looking logo.
Yes,
I know who you're talking about.
And he used to come out with because I know Josh used to started putting some of his stuff, or no, not Josh. Matt put a couple of his stuff in I think his Capra or something like that to create a dash, and it was the same thing, and it was and it would have like a little sequence, and it would light up, and when you plug it in and all that stuff. And
some of them that he had were sick. Like there was, I've seen one that looked like a Motec, and then he had some that looked like climate controls and like a pitch and yaw indicator and stuff, like what they have on like Range Rovers and stuff like that. You know, the older ones like had some really cool stuff. It's not Spare Time Hobbies. It's scale
like Scale Hub or something like that, or Scale something.
Yeah, God, it's that's gonna really bother me that I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
Oh, story time. So I got to bring everybody up to speed on this. I've learned a very valuable lesson through this process, and I want to pass it on to everybody else because we all buy rigs and trade rigs and sell stuff. And, you know, so I mean, it's like just this never ending cycle of like shipping stuff for most people that are in the hobby. So I have a friend who works at Tekin. His name's Ty, and he's been on the show before, and he has always been like super supportive. And anytime I've needed something or I've had like a weird idea for a build or something, he's always like, right on, what can we do? You know, and like I don't always have like the chance to like give back to him the way that I feel like he deserves, you know, because like they make like, you know, electronics and like rad stuff, and we make like stickers and a couple hard parts, you know, for cars that he doesn't even really have. So I mean, it's kind of like feels a little bit one-sided, which I haven't always liked. And so I had messaged Brandon Kuntz at Vanquish, who Ty had introduced me to at Axial Fest 2016 when he worked at Axial, and he was doing tech inspection at the time, and that's when I had met Brandon. And I've just, you know, I have a very casual relationship with the dude online, you know, like just every now and then, you know, when they come out with something cool, you know, I'll shoot him a message and just be like, hey dude, this looks rad, you guys did an awesome job, you know. And just like that's just kind of like a typical interaction for us, is just, you know, talking back and forth and just complimenting each other on stuff once in a while, you know, just speaking every few months or whatever. So Ty has had like a lot going on and stuff, and has been super busy and hasn't had a lot of time for like social media and things like that. And so I got a hold of Brandon and was like, hey, what would it take to be able to get an H10 for Ty so that we can like do up, you know, a build up for him, because he doesn't have a whole lot of time, and it could just be like a simple like electronic swap or something. And so they had a Yokohama RTR there still. They were out of kits, and so he sent over a Yokohama RTR, and I had done a wrap and stuff on it for him, like this one of a kind nice like teak and anodized aluminum looking wrap. Got it all done up, all excited. Ty doesn't know about it. I'm going to surprise it with him. It's RTR, so it'll be a super easy project for him. Just yank the stock electronics out, put some of his teak and stuff in it, film it, you know, do a little video. Super quick project to get out there on social media and help push their stuff. So trying to make it as easy as possible for him. So I get this thing all done, get it boxed up, and I'm like just super excited for him to see it, because the wrap I feel is like one of the best ones I've ever done. And I get the thing out on the 8th, labeled up, boxed up, and everything to be picked up by the Postal Service. Mailman comes, picks up that package, which it was in just, you know, a brown box that said, you know, Vanquish Products, you know, H10 optic, blah, blah, blah on the side of it and stuff. Some companies will send stuff, like Associated has like basically like 3 boxes. You've got like the RTR box, and then like another box, and then a box that kind of like hides it. And so this didn't have anything really hiding it. And if you were somewhat familiar with RTR, you'd probably like understand like the jargon on the side of the box and stuff like that. And so it was kind of like not a stretch to guess what was inside of it. Well, I had 3 packages that were going out, and dude picks them up. He's carrying them up to the Jeep and everything, and I was walking out to my truck at the time. I was like, hey, you know, sorry about the big awkward one. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. And he loads them up and everything. So I look, what was it, a couple days later, like Monday or something like that, and it wasn't showing scanned in. The other 2 packages that were picked up at the same time were scanned into USPS's system, but not the H10. And so I start freaking out. Like, I'm like, okay, you know what? Wait a week, whatever, kind of give it some time, see what happens. And nothing. And so finally yesterday, this would have been like, I waited about 10 days, and then I finally contacted the post office, and I went down there and was like, explain what happened. And I was like, I saw the guy loaded up and everything. I don't know why it didn't get scanned into the system. Everything else did. And she's like, well, it doesn't make sense for delivery drivers to steal anything because they're paid by the package. So it's in their best interest to scan as many packages as possible. I was like, yeah, but I mean, if there's one package that they know what it is and it's like $600 and they don't scan it in, I mean, it's way more than they're going to make that day if they would have scanned it in, whatever the percentage was. So, I mean, it's like that doesn't really track. But I said, I hope it's not the delivery driver. He's a cool guy. I've had a good relationship with him. He's like a bigger dude, and he'll like have to get out of his car and like come down our driveway to our front door and pick up our boxes that we're shipping out for work that day and stuff. And so like, if I see him coming, I'll like meet him at the end of the driveway with like the packages in my arms and stuff and hand them to him just to make life easier. So it was like, I was super disappointed because like, I've been really cool with the guy. He's been really nice to me. He knows what we do here and stuff. So, I mean, it's like, I was kind of just thinking of every angle, like what could have happened. And, so I go to the post office and I'm told basically like, well, with insurance and everything else, none of that is valid if it's not scanned in. So you can have a package and insure it and everything else. And if it doesn't get scanned in, they're not going to honor the insurance because it was never in the system to begin with. And there's no way to prove that it was ever in the system to begin with because it was never scanned in. And so the lady at the post office was basically like, I don't know, it sucks, but this is tough luck. I mean, unless you physically bring what you're shipping to us and get a receipt, if it's picked up from your house or whatever, there is no guarantee, and insurance isn't going to cover it if it never finds its way to its destination. So, yeah, and I never thought about that because it's like one of those things where it's like, it's not going to happen to me. I mean, you hear about it happening, but you're like, oh, that stuff, it'll be fine. I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, it was pretty wild. This car that was supposed to be this big, like, surprise and like happy thing for him ended up disappearing. And so last night at 11 o'clock, before I go to bed, I look at my phone one last time and I check the tracking on it, and sure as shit, it was scanned into Seattle. It had sat for 11 days and was never scanned into the system until last night in Seattle.
Wow.
Not the local post office or anything. But I mean, thank God that it turned up and they found it, because I mean,
that's crazy. So where did it go for 11 days?
That's just it. It's like it should have been scanned in with the other 2 because it was like that was instant when he picked them up. I mean, it like showed it on my phone. I have no idea. It sat somewhere for 11 days before it was ever even scanned and put into their system.
See, what I bet happened is I bet you maybe he just missed it. Maybe it didn't go off and, they're like in a rush and that one just happened to not go off. And then I bet you because it got back, the vehicle gets back to base or whatever, the main hub, and I bet you they were unloading stuff out of there, and because it wasn't scanned, they're like, what do we do with this? And they probably set it off to the side and just kept going around with their normal business, and then finally someone's like, idiots, just freaking scan it and throw it through the thing and be done with it. And so
because he drives his own rig. He has a Jeep Wrangler and a 4-door.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a JLU, but it's a right-hand drive one, so it's like his own vehicle. So I mean, like, excuse me, Jesus. I mean, I was trying to think of this from like every angle, and like I didn't want to like think the worst of the guy, and like I didn't talk to him. Like the lady at the post office asked if I talked to him, and she's like, have you said anything to him yet? And I was like, no, I just felt like it was more appropriate to bring it up with you guys and, talk to you, and then you can address it with him and stuff. Cause I was like, he's a nice guy. I've never had a problem with him and stuff. And like, I don't want to go accusing him of theft before I like talk to you guys about it and stuff. But yeah, just super bizarre. But I mean, thank God it ended up working out in the end.
Thank
but
God.
yeah,
Man,
11 days before I ever got scanned.
Yeah, that's crazy. But see, that's the exact reason though why I go directly to the post office every time, because I mean, you see what happens. And it actually really my reasoning started because just you see what happens on Facebook. You have one person that puts something up for sale, and then like something happens with shipping, or the guy is a little slow to get it out, and they come down, they make a full-on like investigative,
blowing them up.
Yeah. And so it's like, I was like, I don't want to be on that end. So I always make sure I'm like, okay, it's a prepaid label. I'll go and stand in line, and they'll tell me too. Like some of them get annoyed. Like I'll be standing in line and I'll go, here, can I get a receipt for this? And like, you can just set it up on the table. And I'm like, yeah, no, give me a receipt, because I don't trust anybody. Just scan it. So I have a receipt. And then that way then I can say, look, it's on, USPS, because I got the receipt saying that it was dropped off. So, yeah.
So another thing. So, speaking of, along the same lines as this. So what I forgot to mention is I told Ty about it last night, because, I was like, all right, it's been 2 days. We're never going to see this thing. I was like super bummed out, because I had messaged him and was like, hey dude, check your mail, like go down, because they have a PO box. And so I was like, check your mail tomorrow, and so I was like, that was when I had gotten like made the label and figured out what the day was going to be, that it was going to arrive there and stuff. Cause I was like excited, like a little kid, like, oh, I can't wait to surprise him with this, it's just being dumb. And so, I messaged him and I was like, you're not going to believe this. And he's like, okay, so I got to rewind a little bit here. So I tell him, like that he needs to check the mail and stuff, that he's got a package coming. The same conversation, he tells me, oh yeah, my grandmother just died. And so I was like, are you serious? And so I was like, well, you know what, this is kind of good timing though, because maybe that'll help take his mind off it or whatever, right? So I was like, the day that I tell him like, hey, something's coming, check the post office, make sure you get it. But he didn't know what it was or anything. And so yeah, I tell him that, and then he tells me like same conversation, his grandmother dies. And so I was like, wow, so the timing of this is like really good. So then yesterday, when I was talking to him and stuff, I was just like, dude, I can't believe this. Like, you've had all these things happen, your grandma died and stuff, and then like I try and do this one nice thing, and then it just blows up and gets lost. And and so I messaged him today. I was like, I'd rather have it show up super late than like not show up, and
exactly,
just like ruin the surprise for you. Because I like, if I would have waited one more day, it wouldn't ruin the surprise. But I don't know. Anyways, so that was a lot of shit to say about shipping.
Can we pause? Senior citizen asked to pee.
All right.
You know what I'm bummed about? I want to know what a polar line by the fire. This is the goodie bag. That's it.
Oh, we can't see what that is because your green screen's taking it
away. Oh, funny.
Whoa, that's a trip.
Like everything's.
Are those? Hold on. Are those? Is there green on those?
No, it's there is green.
That's why you can't
see. Look at this. Hold on. Let's see. Then we had.
Are they patches? Are those patches?
Oh, look at that.
That's funny.
That's all you got in the goodie bag, and no chapstick. I was bummed.
Man, I still have my axial chapstick somewhere.
Yeah, I got a handful of axial. You remember
when
we
were awesome too?
What were we? Where were we at? Was that CKRC or was that who had the box of axial chapstick and we took like a handful?
Oh, that was what the heck is his name? With the Jeep. Tony.
Schultz? Oh,
Tony, I thought. Hold on, I'm looking for something for Jay. Hold on a minute. I was looking at it the other day, and I still got to show Jay this.
If it has green on it, we're not going to be able to see it.
Oh, wow. Remember you gave me that?
So
Axial Fest? Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. How funny.
It was their only set, and I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing with this?" And you can have it. I'm like, "Cool." Yeah,
They
I
sold
just found that
so
the other
many of
day.
that design. Those were cool.
Yeah, and look what else I got coming soon.
Rad.
And they got the front, that's the back, and then we got.
Oh wow! I didn't
Are
know
you
there were
holding the
two
sweatshirt
sizes.
upside down?
There we go. Hold on. Dang, I got the front and back, so we're gonna have it on the front.
Rad, dude.
and
That's
the back.
awesome. That looks
So
fantastic.
he just ordered us three. So I'm
Oh,
gonna have them
rad.
all
Thank
printed
you.
up. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, those look good.
And then I'll send.
Oh, I
then
forgot
I'll
to tell you, your H10 wrap went out yesterday, I want to say, or Saturday, something like that.
All right.
Finally got my material shipment, so that was nice.
Yeah. Also, I just put a big old MKS order in for the raffle for the Scale Challenge West with 15 servos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's why I got the winches. I got 6 winches. Oh man, there's a ton of stuff I already have. I'm already building for July.
Rad.
So yeah,
Which
it's
we
gonna be
can
super cool.
roll into and talk about. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what more can we actually talk about that? I mean, you're still working on name with the
The name. Did you see the name? I thought was pretty cool. I sent in the group chat. Remember the Cisco USA Ultimate Scale Challenge? That would be pretty rad. But I got to run it by Jim. They want to be more like no infringement. I don't think there's any infringement on Ultimate Scale Challenge.
I don't think so.
No, USA Adventure, a scale adventure, Ultimate Scale Adventure is what I want to do.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
No, I haven't heard that before.
I want to get a flyer out as soon as just so we can get maybe a shirt made that someone can order a shirt and stuff. And I think we're going to. I don't know. We've been talking about. I think we might cap it this year because it's like 1,500 or 1,700 people. Because I think if we let it go, it's going to go huge. You know what I mean? What do you think, Jay?
It's a possibility.
I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it just a lot of it depends on what the facility can handle. Like how their camping spots are, suitable for. It's like how far through the reconstruction are they? Like the remodel?
They're pretty much done. Everything's done except for the only thing they got to do is the main bathrooms. That's it, and that's the septic. They put a new tank, put a new pump in. Everything's new. They just had to put a grant in to finish it up.
I get wanting to cap it, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I'd be hesitant too. I mean, as long as there's enough sites to handle the people, I'd let it fill up. I mean,
yeah, but you also got to remember the amount of us that are running it and helping with it. It's like,
yeah, that's true.
It can get overwhelming when you got to deal with like
getting people checked in and stuff.
Well,
and then
we have what do we have? 16, 14 now, Adam?
In the Scale Challenge West group?
Yeah. It's
I have to look. I think so.
And then Nordic Bear from Slappa RC reached out to me. I was talking to him on the way home Monday night. He said his whole crew's up to help us too, so they'd come up and help. And the Ventura guys would help too. So we got a lot of people that'll help.
Nice, right on.
And then I'm thinking about doing so the prices aren't set. I said like 150, but I think I'm going to bring them down a little bit, and I'm going to do like a family ticket, and I'm only going to do I'm going to limit the day passes to like 50 because I want people to come for the whole event, not just the day.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. Definitely. The family pass is a super good idea too, because once you have like 3 or more people, it's like, well, it gets expensive. So if you can get a little bit of a break for like, family of 4 or 5, whatever, however you want to structure it.
And then he said whatever we need to build for the year, because he's got a ton of wood up there. I was talking the other day, I called him, and we're going to meet up January. As soon as he meets with so he put me in charge. I don't know if we talked about this last time. He put me in charge of so they have 14 campsites around the United States that they buy and fix.
Wow.
So they have 14. So he goes, I'm going to give your contact number to the main woman who runs them all. And I go, okay, well, that's fine. You can do that. She goes, yeah, dude, she's good tatted up and she's super cool. And I'm like, tell her to call me. I'll tell her, I don't care. He goes, you should like retire and just do all events at our places. I go, no.
Elio's going to be an RC carny.
I'd be like
that's
a carny.
Distance, man. Like that's the route Parker tried to go. That's a tough way to survive.
Tough way to go, man. Yeah. But so far we're good on track. We just need to go up there and meet with him and see how he's going to do the tickets and the camping. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, we're going to do a snow get together after Thanksgiving up there.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. So we're going to go up there and just hopefully it's just enough we can do some trails and have some fun. But yeah, I'm going to continue purchasing raffle stuff through all the way, probably all the way up till a month before. So the raffle should be pretty huge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, super fun. We still the thing is killing me is just getting the name out. We just got to figure out.
Yeah. That needs to be probably the biggest priority, just because that's the whole identity of the event's based around that. Yes. You can't really push it until you have that established. So
yeah. So
hopefully you can get that figured out.
And I hope this also kind of sheds light on to anybody listening, everybody always wants to throw in their 2 cents and say, well, why don't you just do this or have it here, do this or do that. This just goes to show you how much planning and how much involvement actually goes on when you're putting on an event. I mean, there's so many people that we know in our circle that have done events and stuff, and just stuff that we've been a part of. Back in the CKRC days, dealing with Jason and Dina and the amount of red tape that you have to go through doing certain events. We did there was that one year for Fire and Ice that they were like, oh, it might not even happen because nobody has the funds to get the insurance. And then Jason finally stepped up and said, we'll do it, but it's going to be a CKRC event. That's the only way we're going to be able to do this. And we're like, okay. We were super grateful that they stepped up, because otherwise there was no way we were going to be able to have that event.
Exactly.
So, there's just a lot of stuff that people don't realize, that goes into this. And then like Jay's saying, the name, having an identity, you got to remember, this is going, once you come up with it, you're not going to come up with a new name every year. This is going to be the name. So you kind of got to spend some time, figure it out.
Make sure it's what you want. 6 months from now, you don't want to be like, God, this would have been better.
Yeah.
That's the
exactly.
word. Yeah.
And the one thing I do got to say, which is cool, because Elio, this was one of his first stipulations was when he was asking everyone to come up with names, was he didn't want it to be a fest or a jamboree.
Nope.
I think that's a good move.
Which goes into a whole nother thing, because now you're trying to think okay, what else can you call it? Because there's so many fests, there's so many jamborees. So
I've always been partial to the word adventure. Stuff with adventure in it, I think, is cool, and it has
ultimate scale adventure.
I think it has appeal. I like that one. Ultimate scale adventure USA.
You can go put Cisco and then USA in cursive, but go ultimate scale adventure.
Mm-hmm.
VP and Scale Challenge West presents Cisco USA. So I don't know. I got to run it by Jim when I talk to him and see what they think. They just don't want an infringement because they're behind it.
Right.
Yeah. I remember all that stuff when we were coming up with 2-chain scalers. Remember, everyone kept telling us, "Oh, you can't use some rapper's name." And we're like, "Well, we're not really using it. We're adding to it and changing the way you spell it." So
everybody's a legal expert. I had that orange Speed Energy pre-runner that I did. I had people telling me, Robbie Gordon's gonna sue you, and I was like, I'm not selling anything. Shut up. Everybody always has, my expert legal opinion.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, it's because you hear about it. Apparently, allegedly, this was a story they put out. So there's a company, or there's a guy that runs this company called Work For It. He has his name is DMax Rhino or Ryan. He has a YouTube channel. He sells a lot of blue collar style merch, and that's why his brand's called Work For It, because you're working for it. And he was a huge Milwaukee fan, huge Milwaukee tool fan. Everything was Milwaukee, Milwaukee, Milwaukee. So of course he had his designer use that iconic Milwaukee font and turned it into Work For It. Came out with shirts, has it on hats, stickers, the whole nine. He ends up apparently he got like a cease and desist order saying that it's like too close to the logo. And it's like, do you know how many different things I've seen on Instagram and
I've
Facebook
seen all kinds of stuff
with using that style font, and none of, like, do they ever get some sort of...
People have copied the Pornhub one. I don't know how many times you've seen that on a million different things. I mean,
same with the OnlyFans style. I've seen like only Chevys, only only Fords, like they all use the same. It's like people do the play off of it because they know it already works. It's an iconic, everybody knows what it is.
Back in the 80s and 90s were like famous for that. They would rip off stuff all the time, and like it would be like Sesame Street, but they would change the like name to what whoever the skater's name was on the Sesame Street logo, and then like the puppets would be like smoking cigarettes or something instead of doing normal stuff. I mean,
who was famous for that was all the skateboard brands like Toy Machine and Blind. How many
World
different
Industries?
How many of those different things did you have? Like, it was.
I love that because some of them were super clever. Like I've always really enjoyed how that stuff looks. It was just a style. It was kind of like this like punk thing that the skateboarding industry did to kind of like
it's like
shit all over corporate America,
for the most part. The way I kind of look at it is it's almost like you're kind of paying homage ish, but you're in a roundabout way, because you're taking what's already been like an iconic logo and you're just switching it up to make it work for yours. So it's like one of those, it gets you to look a second time because like you see it and you're like, it's like the people that use like the Van Halen style stuff. You're like,
exactly.
You see it and you're like, wait a second, and you look again and you're like, oh, it's something else.
Yeah, so they just don't want infringement. So, but otherwise, I mean, look at, I'm already stressed out about the event. It's how many months we got, Adam? I'm already like think about it.
We got just under 9.
Yeah, and I'm already mind spinning.
We're about 8 months.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. That's it. I mean, that's the update I got. As soon as I hopefully by the next podcast, I'll have some information because I'm supposed to meet with him in let's see, January. No, we do it December, Christmas. So January I'll have something.
This is one I did for a buddy. I did the Marlboro one, did like 2 little gargoyle devil guys, and
Jason.
So
what's funny is
awesome.
the Marlboro style logo is starting to come back. Do you know how many brands are using that right now? That's like becoming like a really popular.
So many.
Yeah,
I think the best one that I think I've seen is Method Race Wheels when they did Method underneath. I thought that was probably the best looking one because at a glance it looked exactly the same.
Yeah, I got a T-shirt and it says blue collar and it's in the Marlboro.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Stuff like that's fun to mess with.
Yeah, you just got to watch out because you do like the Slayer style.
Oh, Slayer is gnarly about stuff like that.
They'll come. Yeah, they'll come out.
Even having the word Slayer and something they freak out about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're not super nice about that sort of thing.
Which is crazy because I mean, like some of the best stuff. Like I mean, Jay, I still have the Trail Slayer shirt and I have the stickers, the Trail Slayer stickers. I think that's some of the coolest stuff ever. And it's like, are they going to come down after you for that?
Oh, I haven't pushed it very hard, but also it's been like years, so I doubt anything will ever happen.
Oh, yeah.
I heard Monster's another big one that'll come after you.
Oh, yeah. So when I had grenaded my ankle, my team manager, Jason at Monster, to like have me like earn my keep, he would have me like go through and report bootleg Monster stuff on eBay and like send them the links and stuff so that they could go after people. Like that was like what I did since I wasn't riding at the time because I was injured. So I thought that was kind of funny. So we can do new products if you guys want.
Yes.
There's a couple new rigs. They're little, but they're new. So why don't we do that? Let me go back to page 1 really quick here and add this to the stage. So we're talking about Fury Tech. They've got a couple new comp rigs out. Little 18th scale. 18th's getting a lot of traction. There's more and more stuff coming out for those. I noticed today Biddy Designs came out with 2 new bodies for the Traxxas TRX 4M. So I don't know. All the small scale stuff is really picking up again.
Well, it's funny because everyone knows how much, of a Chevy fan I am. And with RC4 Drive releasing that new Chevy, what is it, Scale Depot edition rig, I can't tell you how many people sent that to me.
Yeah, that's the one Haley, I think, just reviewed.
Yeah.
It was this one, right?
Yeah, it was the first one on the page right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand what the Scale Depot
I think
edition.
it was supposed to be for a take, like kind of like a like what we were just talking about with the logos.
Looks like a Fall Guy
like
truck.
a parody. Yeah, like a parody of the Fall Guy truck, I think is what it's supposed to be. Because parody sounds like it's too comical, but I can't think of like another word. So
yeah.
I mean,
the thing is, like I said, I like it. I like the two-tone until you saw, the livery on the hood of the Scale Depot, and you're just like, to me, that just totally like ruined it, in my opinion. I mean, like I said, don't come down on me too hard, but I'm saying when I say ruin it, just meaning that it takes away from like the cool, iconic. You got the two-tone root beer brown and cream, color.
Yeah. No, I think something like that, they probably would have been better off having it as just a decal that the customer can apply if they want, and if they don't want to, that's okay too.
Or have like a little like almost like a little window badge, like like when you go to the car shows, they give you the little one that you can just put on the window, something like that. Just says, "Oh, this is the whatever edition," and
these made a lot of news. The My Trick RC Trick Whip 2 antennas. Everybody's been freaking out about.
They were all over down at Proline. Everybody had.
Yeah, this has been super popular, and he's got little flags for him and stuff, which is super cool. So I figured that's worth mentioning because a lot of people have been talking about these. Some markers that we don't care about. Some more markers that we don't care about. 18th scale. Some other new colors for the HPI Venture 18. There's the crazy comp one that we talked about last time that came out like the day after we recorded. What else? Keep scrolling here. We talked about how they had Injora at A-Main now. UDI see, this is something I haven't come across before either. Another 18th scale. That's pretty cool.
Wow. Interesting.
$148. That's not bad at all. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we need to talk about this.
Oh my God.
People had an absolute shit fit over this thing, and it's so funny because like people in the United States think that like the automotive world is like centered here and revolves around everything in the US, and like the problem is with a release like this is no one knows who M Sport is, MSRT. They're a Polish performance company over in Europe, and so they're like heavily involved in like Dakar Rally and WRC, the World Rally Championship and stuff. And so, I mean, in other circles, MSRT, like everybody knows who it is, but in America, in the scale RC culture, nobody knows what it is. And so there was a lot of backlash in regards to this rig, and nobody knew what it was. And they were very upset about the body clips and the window decals, which I get, like that makes sense. I think in 2025 going on 2026, I don't think we should have anything with window stickers on it by now. I think that everybody's voiced their opinion enough to where everyone agrees it looks stupid. So I don't know, the body clips I don't really care too much about, just because I put up with them instead of dealing with the bodies falling off, just because I'm lazy that way. But yeah, this there was a lot of really angry people, and I thought it was kind of a shame because Sen Racing actually they've started disabling their comments on their posts and stuff because people are being such shitheads about stuff. So
wow.
I think the reason
why totally disabled the comments on everything.
Yeah, I think the reason why people start coming down hard on that, and this is just from like my point of view, is when you look at what Sen, well, at least because I don't know if the first release Sen ever did was the 450 platform, but that was like their mainstream. That was like their big, getting their foot in the door in the mainstream RC scene, and they did a really good job. The bodies looked really cool. It was a cool platform. They started doing a bunch of different, people making lift kits for them, different bodies, all different kinds of things for them. And so I think when you have something that came out so strong like that, and then you have something like this that got released and it doesn't quite hit the same bar just from like, at least appearance wise, I think that's why people got so upset, is because it's like, how do you come in, with the 450 and then you come out with this and you're like, this is nothing like the quality of the 450.
Well, it's just, I mean, it's the same quality and stuff, because the 450's got window decals.
It's just different. It's a way different platform than what everybody's used to.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like with the 450 and the 250 they did, and then the older Chevy, the 50s, whatever Chevy Dually, they really found their niche in the American market with like the good old boys. Like everybody that buys one of the Sen Racing rigs wants to pull a trailer with it and blah blah, and I'm hauling, and they're all a bunch of big truckers. And so when you release something European like this that nobody's seen before, all these good old boys that are like anticipating more good old boy products being released, they see something like this and it's, we didn't ask for this, what is this, blah, blah. It's like, well, the world's bigger than the United States, dude. Like, this is a desirable vehicle in Europe. I mean, and there's people that like RC in Europe. Not everything's tailored to America. So I think people forget that and freak out and end up looking super dumb and ignorant. But it was, it was interesting. I mean, it's just, for me, I probably would have taken the American market into consideration before releasing something like this, because that is going to kind of be your biggest customer base. And I don't know. These will be a hard sell, I think. Here in Europe, maybe people will buy them and stuff, but here I think it's going to be difficult, and we're going to see these sitting around for a while, unfortunately. But I don't know. I was kind of disappointed with the way everybody behaved and stuff, and the way they would attack, the content creators that were reviewing them and stuff and making crappy remarks. It was just, the release of that was probably one of the darker moments in RC this year, unfortunately.
Yeah. But like, that's also just shows you like the crazy times we live in. I mean, like, now, like, you got to take into consideration, like, okay, is the mass going to come after us when we post this, and are we going to have to do damage control on whatever we release? Like, it's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just Axial will come out of the rig and people will just bash on it, or
get another Jeep.
I mean, it's like,
how many times
there's always going to be those people. It's just, that's what they do.
Red Cat, I was really hoping we were going to have Oscar on for this show, because I really wanted to talk about this little dude here. I think this is a great idea, and we were talking about the SCX 30 on the last episode.
The same thing, the 32.
Yeah, 32, sorry. Or wait, is it SCX 30 and then this is a 32?
Maybe that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. But anyways, both are like sub $100 releases, and it got me thinking. I mean, like, especially when we were talking about before, like this kind of resurgence in the micro rigs, the economy hasn't really improved a whole lot, and seeing Red Cat kind of follow Axial's release up with something like this, it's making me think that the manufacturers are very much banking on the fact that they want to be, how do you put this, responsive to what the holiday season is going to be sales wise, you know? And so I think they're anticipating people not spending a lot of money. And this is kind of something we talked about before in the last episode, but you know, I think they're anticipating people not having a lot of money to spend on Christmas and stuff. And so they're focusing on, you know, rad little rigs like this that they can release. It can be used indoors and inexpensive. So I think we're going to continue to see that trend.
Now, what's funny, at least just the way I see it, and I always keep this in the back of my mind from when we had John Schultz on a long time ago, for how long it takes for a lot of these vehicles to go into, like, you know, the design process and then actually coming out with a prototype and then making it to where it becomes like a rig for market. I don't know if you could say that Red Cat copied or followed suit.
Oh, no.
I'm wondering if somewhere along the lines, if somebody like, you know, Loose Lips was kind of like talking like, hey, we're going to come out with this. And then that tells, you know, they just keep telling somebody, and then eventually it gets to somebody else and they go, oh, if they're going to come out with that, maybe that's a good idea. Because I mean, you'd want to say like, oh yeah, they followed suit. But I mean, if they came up with this, like, I mean,
they probably were working on that for
a year and a half before they came out with it. Same with Axial. Like, I don't know. I think it's just like kind of crazy that, you know,
the timing of it, how they just both happened to come out at the same time. Yeah, that is interesting. You know, like everybody was kind of on the same wavelength. I mean, and it seems that way. I mean, especially with like HPI doubling down on the Venture 18 and stuff. And then we just saw Fury Tech having a couple new 18th scale comp rigs. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just makes you wonder if that's just the trend right now.
It makes sense. And like I've talked to Matt about this, and he said that micro is the new big in RC. Like it's going to be what's pushed and what's going to be moving for the next, like, you know, year or so.
I mean, like, I didn't think that the price was bad for that Sen Racing MSRT truck for $430. I mean, people were complaining about the price, but given everything that's going on, like, I didn't feel like that was super out of line. I mean, like, pretty much everything's around $400 almost. I mean,
everything's reaching to the 500 mark now.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's crazy.
I didn't think it was super expensive, but that was a common complaint that I saw with the Sen rig, was the fact that they thought the Ranger was too much.
Yeah.
And Hot 6 has their new Wizard sleeve, whatever, comp spec C2.
Wizard sleeve. I think of Borat when you say that. Sleeve of Wizard.
And then we got another 18th scale Fury Tech. Another 18th scale Fury Tech.
I gotta say, Fury Tech is like the I'm trying to think of, like, they're like the hobby wing of like 18th and like the micro stuff. Like they have that on lock. Like everything that comes out that's micro, they all have it.
Yep.
Dude, their Drift ESC, I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but Fury Tech's Drift ESC, the one that Dash works with, it has a rev limiter. So you can program it to where if you're wide open throttle, the motor will sit there and cut out and make it sound like it's hitting the rev limiter going pop, 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 pop.
Oh, that's bad.
Crazy. I mean, just crazy stuff that they're doing. I mean, it's just, I don't know. They're being innovative. I think it's kind of neat. I think that's probably it for rigs. So, I mean, we're getting into stuff we've already covered now, like the mullet and everything, and the Coyote, but yeah, it was not a lot going on, but you know, I think everybody's kind of expecting that right now. With
and we'll see
closer to Christmas. We'll see, you know, probably one or two more rigs, and that'll be it.
And then I did put out a post that we were recording on the socials to see if we'd get any engagement yesterday, and really only one question, and it comes from Andrew Scott. He just asked, how do those upgrade RC tires do? Was looking at them, but haven't seen or heard much about them. And I think he's referring to the fact that the picture that I chose was just a random one I had on my phone. And it was actually one from when I was out testing these upgrade tires out. And I'm pretty impressed with them. They got a nice, like, firmer sidewall, so there's not a lot of flex side to side. And traction seems to, work really well. It's like comparable to, I'm trying to think, like, it's like kind of comparable to like the Cam 3s. They have a similar tread block, in my opinion, and they work really well. So, I mean, I think it's one of those. The cool thing about
Rock Claws, is that what they were?
No, the Rock Claws are the aggressive ones.
Which were these?
No, those are those the Rock Claws. Those are the Rock Claws. The Razor Wire is the aggressive ones.
Oh yeah, those are the ones that kind of look like the Hot Buddies Rovers and
yes,
stuff.
and I have those on the SCX 10 Pro. Yeah, the thing is with yes, those are them. The thing is with upgrade, the same thing with kind of like the J Concept stuff is they're a good looking tire. They work, but if you're going for scale, they don't have the scale name. Like, they're not a BFG. They're not a Mickey Thompson. They're not, so it's hard. So, like I said, I enjoy them. They work really well. And if you're looking to get, a tire, like if you're looking to get another tire that's out there just to be different from everybody else that still works, give these a shot. They work really well.
I am at some point going to get some Vanquish tires because that H10 had probably the nicest tire compound of any RTR I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You would be foolish to get rid of the stock tires on that H10, the Yokohamas.
Yes, the Yokohamas
are so rad.
The ones that because those are those the same? Yulia would know. Are those the same ones that we put on the buggies?
Yeah. Yes.
It was these. These are the ones that came on it.
Oh no, those are we have I have the 2.2s on mine, the big ones.
See, I have those ones.
You got those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got those on my Pro Mod.
These were amazing.
Good.
So Jay, I don't know. Did I do that on the show back when I first was working on that, or did I send it privately? I had a video when I pulled these things out of the bag. The tires.
Oh, when you picked it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were like stuck together. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" I haven't seen
rad.
So,
yeah, I was really impressed. It was cool getting to see an H10 for, in person for the first time. That was kind of neat.
Oh yeah, they're out of the box. They're phenomenal.
So much bigger than that one that I built. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And like the axles are super cool. And it was just neat getting to see. It's a clever design. It was well built. I mean, it was really neat to check out in person. But man, I saw those tires. I was just like, man, they were not messing around with these. Finally, somebody released like a nice tire compound on an RTR that people would be happy with.
And the cool thing is, back to that whole topic, they're a scale replica, so it gives you, the option.
Yep.
Well, and they just came out. These are another one that they had. I think these ones are pretty cool. I mean, they all look really great, and like the Vanquish Falcons look really good. But I haven't seen anything on A-Main about it yet. But today somebody told me that Vanquish came out with a Toyo RTR Phoenix, like an RTR Phoenix with a Toyo livery. Because I had seen somewhere, I think that Vanquish started doing licensed Toyo tires now too.
But I haven't seen
the Phoenix at all. Yeah,
I haven't seen that one. I mean, it's always interesting. I always find it interesting, like what full size brands people are wanting to copy when they go into the scale world.
Yeah,
and it's interesting to see them go after Yokohama, because Yokohama's, like, in my opinion, like that one sleeper brand that, you know, not a lot of people run it in the off-road.
Yeah, like the Eisenhowers and stuff. Oh, that does look good. Wow.
Looks good.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That must be these tires and the 4.65s, I think.
Yes. Yep. That's what's on it.
Something about like they just look like they would work good. Like something about that tread design just.
Well, what's funny is if you actually look at the that tread design, the RTs in the full size, they're more of a highway street tire.
Oh, the lugs are closer together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've noticed with RC stuff they do make them look a little bit gnarlier, but then also
Yeah, because that's not
people wouldn't buy them otherwise.
That's not well. Because actually, if you look at, because isn't Proline the other one who makes the Toyo? Those ones right there.
Yeah, which I think these are super sick, but like
They look
I know
just like
where I live, there's like one place that they would work good at, and that's
those look identical to the 1-to-1,
which is rad. I mean, I think those look great. Like those would be a killer pre-runner tire. You know what we didn't talk about, which I don't think we talked about this on the last show, was the Proline BFG. The BFG Baja TA projects. These dudes right here, I don't think we talked about these, did we? Probably the sickest tire that I've seen Proline release, which, I mean, not for like crawling and stuff, but for building like scale pre-runners and trophy trucks and stuff. Like
that's what you put on the twin I-beam.
Yeah, like this is the most sought after tire in that world.
I had a set of those on my my F350 Power Stroke.
They're so sick. They look so good. They did such a nice job on these, and they're narrow. That's what I really liked about it. Like I have some of their Baja TAs from before, and they were that stupid XL size. It's like super, super fat, and they just never looked right. And here they actually made them like narrow and scale looking. So I thought that was pretty rad.
Yeah.
More stuff like this, please. Just more scale replica cool stuff. And then they came out with a brand new 2.2 low profile class 1, or I mean, excuse me, 2.2 low profile BFG crawler, the KXs. That was another one they just came out with, which I'm having trouble finding. No, there's kind of a resurgence in 2.2 lately.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that has to do with the buggies.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, because moon buggies all have like what 20 or 22 inch rims. I mean, like they have pretty big wheels, like the Jesse Haynes rigs.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's like the thing. They run like 20, 22s with like 42-inch tall tires.
Yeah. I hope they never discontinue the KO2s. That's such a good looking tire. I don't know why I can't find those low profile ones. Oh, whatever. I mean, everybody knows what BFG KXs look like, so whatever.
Yeah. But anywho.
Well, I don't really have anything else. Do you guys?
I'm good.
I think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Wraps it up.
For the Uchiha.
Oh, speaking of Toyo, that's funny. We will always have a name. We will never not have a name for something.
Yeah.
When Elio comes out with his own scaler, that's what's going to be called, the Uchiha.
I like it. Well, everybody.
All right.
Thank you for hanging. Appreciate it. And we will check you guys later.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.